Alright guys, we're going to try talking about some balloons and how they are attracted to each other. So inside your OneNote here I have a document called Those Crazy Balloons. It says, for number 1, positively charged balloon X attracts balloon Y, while balloon Y attracts balloon Z. The thing you got to do here is you have to draw a picture, otherwise this will make 0 sense. Because what it's asking is, what's going on with balloon Z? Okay, so it's really hard to determine what's going on unless you draw a picture. So let's draw ourselves some balloons. Pick whatever color you want. I'm just going to go with black because why not? Draw some circles. So it says, positively charged X attracts Y. So here is my balloon X. I know it's positive. It is attracted to balloon Y. Okay. And then it says Y is attracted to Z. So I'm just going to draw another balloon Y over here. Attracted to balloon Z. Okay. How do I figure out what's going on? Well, the way that I would do this is I would draw a chart underneath. So here's what I mean by that. So let's give ourselves a scenario. We know balloon X is positively charged because it told us right here. Positively charged balloon X. Like that's what we definitely know for sure. So if balloon X is positive and it's attracting balloon Y, Y could be negative. But we can't forget Y could also be neutral. So there's 2 options here. So if X is positive, Y could be negative because a positive and negative attract. And if X is positive, Y could also be neutral because remember, charged particles and neutral particles attract. Okay. Well, in the next scenario here, okay, so I'm just going to carry over those Y charges. So like if Y is negative, chop that in half. If Y is negative, Z could be positive. It could also be neutral. Those are 2 options here. If Y is neutral, Z could be positive or negative. So really, when you're answering that question, balloon Z could be positive, negative, or positive, neutral, or negative. Okay, so let's check out our answer choices here. It says choose all that apply. So A says it may be positively charged. B is it may be negatively charged. C is it may be neutral. D, E, and F use extreme language to say it must be positive. What that means is it must be positive and it can't be anything else. Same with E, same with F. If it must be this thing, that means that it can't be anything else. So you don't want to choose the ones that are extreme language. So you definitely want to pick A because it could be positive, it could be negative, and it could be neutral. We can't really tell. All we know is that it's attracted to balloon Y, and Y is attracted to X, which we know is positive. Okay, so let's look at number 2 here. 2, it says negatively charged balloon X attracts Y, while Y attracts Z. The balloon Z blank. Okay, well again, let's draw our balloons. Pick your favorite color. I'll just stick with this guy. So this is my balloon X, and this time it is negative. Here is balloon Y, and then Y again is attracting Z. Okay, so again, gotta draw a chart. So let's chop this thing in half. X is definitely negative. They told us that. So X is definitely negative. So if X is negative, Y could be positive. Or, don't forget, negatives also attract neutral things. Okay, so I'm going to copy my charges over to my other picture here. So I'm going to chop it in half. If Y is positive, Z could be negative or neutral. If Y is neutral, Z could be positive or negative. So again, it's one of those situations where we don't really know what Z is. We know it could be negative. We know it could be neutral. but we also know that it could be positive. So let's again check out our answer choices. A, B, and C have that it may be positive, maybe negative, it may be neutral, we don't really know. And then D, E, and F contain that really firm, like it has to be positive, nothing else. It has to be negative, nothing else. So when you're choosing these answer choices, just make sure you're picking the ones that, well, it might be this, it might be that, but I'm not really sure. The only way to be sure of the charge of something, you could say if it's repelling. So like, for example, if it said, negatively charged balloon X repels Y. Well, if it repels Y and X is negative, it means Y's got to be negative. Because we know that charges that are the same, positive, positive, negative, negative, they're going to repel each other. Two neutrals won't repel or attract, they'll just kind of hang out there. But if you've got a positively charged balloon and the other balloon is repelling, so like for example, number 2, if we were to rephrase that to say negatively charged balloon X repels balloon Y, well then that means that Y has to also be negative. And the same would go for number 1. If we were to rephrase that question, positively charged balloon X repels balloon Y. Well, if it repelled balloon Y, then balloon Y would have to be positive. It couldn't be anything else. And that's where you would pick one of the extreme language ones that say must for D, E, and F for both questions.